Well, folks, today we're talking about something that I never thought in a million years we'd be talking about on a car show. Based on your comments over the years, it's time that we finally address impossible beauty standards. And no, we're not talking about me. We're talking about these cars. When we film them in the winter, sometimes they get dirty. Believe it or not, I don't drive around with a mobile car wash station to be able to clean these cars instantly as I'm filming them. Even just getting to where I film the B-roll will sometimes get the cars too dirty. So today we are getting rid of body shaming when it comes to cars, and we're gonna be driving this in the dirt because my God, man, this is a car you should be driving 365 days of the year, and a lot of those days in the winter, you're not gonna be able to keep it clean. So this is what the Kia Stinger looks like when it isn't showroom ready. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of hearing the comments about how the cars are dirty. I'm leaving it this way. We're gonna be talking about this 2021 Kia Stinger, and I know the 2022s have already started to roll out in the States, so we're gonna tell you what you need to know about this model year, why you might wanna wait for the new one, or why you might just wanna jump into this one already and skip the wait. Now, we are driving essentially the fourth carryover model year for the Kia Stinger. Since we drove it back in 2018, Kia Canada at least has added and removed some trims, and in the States they've added some special editions, but the car has pretty much carried over every single year with no major changes until the 22. So this is essentially the same thing that we drove back in 2018. If you want to know everything there is to know about the Kia Stinger GT Limited, take a look at that video. You'll see the link in the top corner of your screen on YouTube. So what's coming for the 2022s? Why might you want to wait? Well, it's a small facelift. Finally, the headlights have changed slightly. Out back, we now have a full LED light bar that runs across the width of the rear end. That's actually something a lot of us have asked for with the Kia Stinger. And also now there are 4 fart cannon size exhaust pipes on the back. They are cosmetic more than they are functional, whereas on this version, the exhaust pipes are pretty much the same size as the actual tips themselves. So they've made them a little bit bigger. We'll have to see it in person to see how it actually translates to the real world. But the inside is where things get sort of the biggest update. We now have the 10.25-inch infotainment system with Kia's updated infotainment software. We featured that a couple weeks ago with the Kia K5. And then they've also changed some of the trim on the inside to give it a little bit more premium feel to it. The door cards have some extra stitching on it. There's 2 new trims here in Canada, the GT Elite, which would sit above this GT Limited, and you can also have a suede package for that one that adds, obviously, suede to the inside of it. There's some other small changes on the inside as well, like a bezel-less mirror. The controls for the sunroof have changed a little bit, and I believe you do lose out on the sunglasses holder from this model. But essentially, the car's performance and characteristics stay the same. On paper, there's 3 extra horsepower. It's basically the same car with a few small cosmetic updates to make it a little bit better for 2022. So is it worth waiting for it? You'll have to be the one to decide, but this is still such a great car. Even after spending a few weeks driving some very expensive vehicles here on Test Drive, getting behind the wheel of the Kia Stinger reminds me of how absolutely great this vehicle is. And for the price, $51,000 and change Canadian, about $53,000 in the US for the same build, you are getting a hell of a lot of car that performs insanely well on the road and can get you through some pretty crappy weather in the snow. But let's take it on the road. We'll show you what this vehicle has in store in the winter. It's very cold here today, so we're going to be going over that and taking this on a test drive while it's dirty, because it's time to stop body shaming these vehicles. It's winter. Let's hit the road. So why am I so excited to be driving the 2021 Kia Stinger, even though we've already seen the facelift for it? Well, honestly, the price to smile ratio when it comes to the Stinger is still great. You're spending about $51,000 Canadian, and you're getting a whole lot of car compared to the premium and luxury markets. It's a really good deal. There really isn't anything in the consumer segment that is this good. You do have to go up to the premium and luxury markets. We've featured the Kia Stinger versus something like the BMW 4 Series. You know, it comes out really well for the price. Now, we like this because you get, again, quite a bit of tech with it. It is going to be nicer with the facelift, but you can still easily live with this on a daily basis if you're looking at the 2021s. Now, my only thing is, it would have been nice to see some of those changes that are coming with the next model year slowly trickle out every single year. You know, having 4 carryover models, or technically, I guess, 3 carryover models up until 2021, yeah, it's okay, but let's think about a small manufacturer here in Canada in terms of market share. Mazda, they're able to do small incremental updates based on customer feedback for pretty much all of their vehicles every single model year, and it's something that we've talked about for the last little while. It would have been nice if Kia had done the same thing for a vehicle like the Stinger, a flagship performance vehicle like this. Small updates, not just, okay, we're going to add the orange paint color for Canada, which came as the GTS in the States, which would have been nice to have up here. They could have done some small things, but still, if you're buying a 2021, it's a great car. The thing is, we talked about it when we featured the Honda Clarity, since this is really no different from a 2018, is there really an incentive to go and buy the new one? Okay, well, yeah, I mean, you're getting a new car. You get the full warranty and everything that comes along with it, and you can hopefully get the paint color and everything that you want. So, yeah, it depends on what you're budgeting for, but whether you get a 2018 or a 2021, it's going to be pretty much the same experience. And I'm excited to try out the new one, even though the mechanics of it, the fundamentals of the Stinger have not changed. It will be nice to have slightly nicer interior bits on this, just to make it feel a little bit nicer. But I have had so much fun with this. I drove the BMW M8 competition and then dropped that off to pick this up, and I have been having just as much fun in this that I did with the M8, because this car is livable and you can use that performance. It has usable daily driving performance, whereas a lot of the cars today, they have a lot of power, a lot of torque, a lot of horsepower. You can get up to speed real quick, but can you really use that? I mean, I guess if you live in Germany, where you can go on the Autobahn and drive with no speed limit in some areas, then yeah, you could. But here in Canada, we're looking at 100-kilometer speed limits, and the police, now that they don't have as much to do with the lockdown, they're going after people for tickets a whole lot more. So you can use the 365 horsepower on this without getting into too much trouble. We ultimately get everything that you need with the Stinger. It is such a great all-around performing vehicle. And it really is surprising me. It's a surprise that it came from Kia, because they're known for making affordable, cheerful cars, but now they're getting into the sportier things, and it makes sense. It's time for Hyundai to really maximize their three brands that they have. Up until now, they've treated Kia sort of like the way Ford treated Mazda when they owned quite a bit of that company back in the 90s and 2000s. Just, we're going to produce a bunch of cars built on the same platform, but they're kind of a competitor. Now it's a good time for Hyundai to say, listen, we've got Genesis, that's the high-end, that's the luxury stuff, we're going after BMW. But let's have something kind of in the middle, make Hyundai the entry-level, consumer-friendly, everyday kind of car, and make Kia the more sport-oriented, fun, enjoyable vehicle brand that can have vehicles like the Stinger and just really change the game, because that was what this car ultimately did. It changed the game. It said, hey, here's a brand that maybe didn't have the best reliability track record on the planet, and now we're going to come out and completely change your opinion about what a Kia can be. And that's why I love driving the Stinger. It shows us that you can change, and that's pretty much what human nature has been all about. We're always looking to better ourselves. We want to become the best that we can. We want to improve and enhance ourselves, learn new things. And that's what the Stinger ultimately is. It's showing us that Kia has taken a lot of customer feedback. They figured out what they want to be in the marketplace, and they've come out with something that doesn't just look good, it performs great as well. And that is a hard thing to do when you're coming from, not the bottom, but from a place that people didn't really respect you as much as they should. And now they do. And that's why we continuously say that Kia is one of the brands to be watching, because pretty much everything that we have driven has nailed it. Has been a home run, slam dunk, whatever euphemism you want to use. Their vehicles are on the top, and the Stinger really is la creme de la creme. It shows you that you can have fun, stay safe, which is important in the winter, but ultimately have fun and be able to perform the way that you want a performance sedan to go. And look at this, like, unbelievable for the price. 50 grand. You're silly if you don't buy it. If you're in the market for something like this, you're either getting a base model 3 Series or you can get a fully loaded Stinger. And you know me, I'm taking the Stinger.